Mr. Agarwal, your view on how challenging will it be to shift away from diesel in the commercial vehicle industry, and at Ashok Leyland, what kind of steps are you taking to kind of migrate to other fuel energy options?
I'm going to say it's not going to be easy. Of course, it's going to be have we are going to have a lot of challenges as an industry, as a country. But I also want to say that it is very clear that it is inevitable. This change will happen. It is bound to happen. I think it is in the favor of the country, in the favor of the world. I think also in favor of the whole ecosystem, including customers. Right now, the thing is that how soon we can make this happen. I think that is the question. I think at Ashok Leyland we have been. I think we preempted this, I think, several years back. I remember when I joined Ashok Leyland, I was told, first thing I was told is we were the first company to get into a CNG vehicle. We were the first company who made a hybrid, right? I mean, so Ashok Leyland, I think, has this DNA of leading these changes and preempting these. And that is why today, when we look at us, we find ourselves at the forefront of this change. Whether it is the electric LCV, that we launched under the Switch brand, unveiled like last week, which are going to hit the market in the last quarter of this year, or already 400 plus electric buses that we are applying on roads in various STUs, or even our forays into hydrogen ICE. We have a great partnership with Reliance there. Our foray into hydrogen fuel cell buses, we have a great partnership with NTPC and the whole spectrum. So I think Ashok Leyland wants to lead this change, is leading the change, and will continue to do so.
So you have the electric vehicle play with through Switch, and there, correct me if I'm wrong, particularly on LCVs, electric LCVs, and vans and buses, and rest of the electrification of medium and commercial vehicles will happen through Ashok Leyland. And in terms of the other technology options like hydrogen and others like ethanol, so at what pace are you progressing?
Yeah, that is right. Right. So Switch will focus only on electric LCVs and on electric buses. So Switch has that kind of mandate. Everything else that we are doing as a Ashok Leyland ecosystem will happen in Ashok Leyland, which is the main company. Yeah. So I think the progress on electric LCVs and electric buses is very, very known. I think that market is going to develop or transform first as against any other segments. But I think we are seeing huge traction in the rest of the segments also. I think the reason we are like creating these alliances with Reliance or NTPCs or others like Indian Oil, etc., on ethanol, methanol, I think the reason is that we believe that this change will come sooner than later, right? And things are progressing well. I think right now we are in the stage of maturing our technology. We are also participating with like-minded players, even with the government, in creating the right infrastructure, right ecosystem. Because when it comes to gases like hydrogen or others, that ecosystem development is also going to be very, very important.
And just help me understand, no, once you move to an alternate option beyond CNG also for commercial vehicles, the calculation of the TCO calculation, the dynamics will also change, right? Because the fuel cost one will not be like to like. Whatever is replaced, whatever diesel is replaced by may not have the same cost.
Right.
So therefore, the overall TCO dynamics will also change in the industry, isn't it?
Yeah. I think both the things are important, at least from an Indian perspective. Of course, TCO has to be very compelling when you move to alternative fuels. But the initial cost also we have to work on. I mean, it cannot be just something which has got a great TCO but it's unaffordable, right? Or we have to bring proper financing, leasing solutions to tackle that. I think the work is going on. It is not just Ashok Leyland who can change the game. I think our job is to come up with technology that is suitable for the country, suitable for various applications, mature that technology, so that and reduce the cost. But I think a lot of effort is required. I think this is a great time to collaborate, for the industry with each other and with the government and other stakeholders to bring out this change.
Right. Collaboration is increasingly becoming the name of the game in the automotive industry. Last words from you. In the commercial vehicle space, Ashok Leyland is a leading player, but still a number two. In the electric commercial vehicle, what is the goal?
See, See, market share is of course important, right? But the important, I think more important is to lead the change, right? And lead the change in a more very holistic manner. It is not about who puts out a vehicle in the market first. I think it is about, maturing the technology to the like of the customer, reducing the cost what customer can afford, and give a very propelling proposition to the customer. I think Ashok Leyland has always been, and even now, very focused on these fundamentals. We don't want to be in a race all the time. We want to do the right things. I think when you do the right thing, I think customers eventually appreciates.
And lastly, on the realization of your stated goal of being one of the top 10 commercial vehicle majors in the world, where do you stand now?
Oh, we are very happy that we are progressing well, especially FY23 has been a great year. We just actually had the FY22 global report, which says that we are among the top 20 now. This is the first time we are in that league. Of course, we know there is a huge distance we have to travel from top 20 to top 10, but we are very, very focused. Of course, we understand that to be in the top 10, we don't have to just look in India. We have to expand our footprint in the export markets. We are already very strong in Africa, in SAARC, and in GCC. I think the next growth markets for us would be ASEAN, would be Europe. We are very focused on developing products for these markets in future and also creating a very sound distribution network. I think it may take, it's like I said, it's a lot of work to be done, but we are very, very focused on that vision.
In the next 5 years or so, maybe?
Very difficult to give a time frame, but as I said, we will make it happen in sooner than what many people think. I think company is very focused. The whole top leadership team is very focused on this vision. Every action actually that we do is towards that mission. We have already announced a few initiatives that we will take. For example, we are going to expand our LCV portfolio very aggressively, make it not just suitable for Indian conditions but also for the global markets. And of course, then a lot of investments in the alternative fuels, etc., would also help.
Thank you. On that note, wishing you and your team all the very best. There you heard Mr. Shenu Agarwal, Managing Director of Ashok Leyland, talking about the transition of the commercial vehicle industry and particularly of Ashok Leyland from diesel to other energy options. And also, it's about the OEM's journey towards realizing its goal of being one of the top 10 CV makers in the world. On that note, thank you very much for watching this interview. Take care.